Upgrade your game with a Tecnifibre T-Fight ISO 295. With a clean look and a more responsive string bed, Tecnifibre updates the T-Fight 295. Now with ISOFlex system technology, the racket offers a more forgiving and consistent string bed on every shot. Still present in the frame is RS section beam technology for a perfect balance of power and control, and an injected foam for a solid feel. It features a 100 square inch head size, a 3-points headlight balance, and a 70 stiffness rating. I was fortunate enough to play test both the 295 and the 300 T-Fights, and the first thing I want to mention was the weight. Now I normally prefer rackets that weigh 300 grams, but this past couple months I have been dabbling a little bit lighter, so this 295 wasn't too much of an issue to switch to. I also really prefer the 100 square inch head size. This offered a little bit more of a forgiving feel. And I was actually really surprised by the swing weight of this racket. It was a little higher than I expected, and that allowed the racket to feel more stable than I expected as well. Now when it came to ground strokes, I thought there was a good combination of power and control, maybe a little bit more power, and I was really able to dictate my groundies. Now when I approached the net, I actually really loved the feel of this racket up in net, and I found myself coming in and closing out points more than I expected. It's also a great doubles frame. And now when it came to serves, I didn't find that I was getting free power like I do with my normal racket of choice or like a pure drive, but I really focused on my angles and my spins and my placement and was starting the point off aggressively. If I had to do one knock, I struggled just slightly with depth control with this frame. Now with that higher swing weight, I was launching the ball a little bit when I was really swinging, and then the ball was kind of dipping a little bit earlier when I was kind of holding back, so that really just took an adjustment to get used to. Overall, I think I would give the nod to the 295 for the little bit extra power and forgiving feel.
I've been on quite a few Tecnifibre play tests now, and this one really reminds me a lot of the TFX1 300, but whereas that racket is more pure drive-like, I felt like this one was more control-oriented, more like a pure strike or a blade. I felt like this racket was really easy to swing, really easy to use, even though the swing weight is slightly on the higher end of where I like it to be, but because it is under 300 grams, it definitely swings easier than what is indicated on paper. I felt like the access to spin was excellent. I was able to get plenty of topspin on my shots. I also was pleasantly surprised with the power level as well, even though there was times where I felt like I just wanted a tad bit more mass to help put away the ball or to make the racket a little bit more stable. Overall, I think this is a fantastic racket for intermediate level players that have a fast swing speed and are looking for a racket that has controllable power.
When I think of rackets under the 300 gram mark, I often think of rackets that are going to be really power forward. With this 295, I found that the power was there. It did require a bit more of a full swing, however, it was more of a control-oriented racket. I really liked how this racket fit my game style from the backcourt. I hit a rather flat ball, and I thought that this one offered good directional control and easy enough net clearance, but without it being so high that I was not sure where my shots were going to land. I did find at net that this racket was very maneuverable, and actually I was really enjoying the stability level for a racket at 295 grams unstrung. I thought it was holding its own up there against the harder hit shots. Where I wish there was a little bit more free power was on serve. That is definitely one of my strokes that I need the most help in the power department. However, I felt accurate and I was able to move the box around, move my shots around within the box. So I thought that placement was key for me there. On returns, again, I really just like the control. I like the feel level of this racket. Overall, I really think this is going to appeal to players who are looking for a little bit of a lighter weight racket, but are also looking for plenty of control.
We strung up the Tecnifibre T-Fight ISO 295 with a couple various Tecnifibre polys, including Ice Code, Razor Code, and Black Code at around 53 to 54 pounds. For more information on this racket or any others, please check us out at Tennis Warehouse, Tennis Warehouse Europe, or Tennis Only.